Hey, what's happening, family? It's your man, Mark Black. I'm just out here in this winter wonderland known as Washington State. We don't usually get snow here, so I wanted to share it with y'all and shit. But let me just holler at y'all for a minute. This past weekend, there was a spot on MSNBC, AM Joy. I think it was on Friday, actually, where she had this motherfucking black bootlick, Shireen Mitchell, and yeah, I'm calling her out by name, who was a panelist on her show where they was discussing how to recognize bots in social media, like on Twitter and shit. As you well know, in the last election, there was a big hullabaloo about the fact that hashtags like BLM and shit like that had bots that were Russian bots who were trying to influence black people's voting habits and so on and so forth. There was a lot of blame that was extended to us as black people because of the turnout of the election, especially on the Democratic side. Black men specifically, as a matter of fact, was dissed a lot. You know what I'm saying? We were shaded for our support of Donald Trump in some instances, or just simply our lack of voting whatsoever, right? So they set that up in the last election to show you that at the end of the day, what's going to happen is that as we start gaining political maturity, as we start gaining political traction for our representation as the descendants of slaves, as a distinct and unique lineage in this country with our own agendas, our own platforms, our own policies, you're going to have, you know, non-immigrant blacks and their bootlicks come out and talk about things that are going to look to, what's the word I want to use? To look to squelch our voices, right? To diminish our voices. This woman basically said, she called out specifically two hashtags that we use on Twitter to identify as the descendants of slaves, ADOS, hashtag ADOS and hashtag DOS. Now, one thing to note, family, is this. Understand me when I tell you that people can make all the assertions they want. We need data. If we learn nothing from our brother Tone from Tone Talks and Sister Yvette Carnell, is don't tell me anything without the motherfucking data. I want to see the reports. I want to see the motherfucking studies. I want to see the motherfucking charts. Show us the numbers, you dig? So anybody can make bald assertions on a TV show or in some sort of news medium. But in point of fact, without them delivering on the information, without them bringing us the data, they're just talking out of their ass. So even if there is some evidence of bot activity, which, to be fair, any particular hashtag that trends or is popular or can influence a group has botting activity associated with it. That's the first thing that I wanted to mention. They called out these specific tags. However, there's no tag anywhere, whether it's MAGA or what have you, that doesn't have some bot activity associated with it. And because we're still a relatively small group in social media, it wouldn't even be surprising to me that there might even be some disproportional representation of bot activity, you know, associated with our particular identifiers, our particular hashtags. But understand me when I tell you that simply because there is bot activity, right? In other words, because you'll have people that are fronting like they us, trying to talk like us, trying to imitate us, using our hashtags, does not, I repeat, does not diminish the fact that we have a right to speak. I need to repeat that for you. It does not diminish the fact that we have a right to speak. In point of fact, family, this Shireen character, she backpedaled on her particular Twitter feed by trying to say she's trying to protect the black community. But she really is not. She didn't ask about the proponents of ADOS. She didn't say that in order for us to ensure that we're having legitimate discussion around ADOS issues, that we start looking at the different leaders of the movement, people like Yvette Carnell, people like Antonio Moore, people like even Tariq Nasheed, people like Jason Black, people like myself, right? They didn't have representation of an ADOS voice in this platform. But then again, no, that's not really surprising now, is it? Because Joy Reid herself is second generation immigrant black. You know, you immigrant blacks out here, you better understand something. We've been preparing for house cleaning with you motherfuckers for quite some time. We've been preparing for the fact that at some point we're going to have open conflict. We're done with boot licks. You know, the black folk that white folk is comfortable with. We done with you motherfuckers coming into this country, taking opportunities from us that we fought, bled, and died for by wearing our lineage and our heritage as a cloak. We're growing up politically. We're actually asking hard questions. We asking, who you? So we ain't gonna no longer take you black gatekeepers, you black bourgeoisie who are just looking for new positions in whatever whitest regime is gonna be elected in the next election. We're not looking at rhetoric. We're not giving a fuck about high-flung language. We're not talking about hope and change. We're talking about tangibles. We're talking about making whole the one ethnic group in this country that has never had an opportunity to be made whole from the injustices committed to it. This idea is an idea that's time has long been past for it to come. And we ain't no longer being backburnered. We're not sitting here with no black and brown coalitions. We're not depending on motherfuckers like Ocasio-Cortez or anybody else to tell us who and what we are and what it is that we're owed as a part of our justice claim here in America. Understand me when I tell you this. At some point, my black DOS family, we're going to have to make these immigrant blacks put up or shut the fuck up. They've had too many opportunities to come here and take advantage of programs, take advantage of affirmative action and things like that. A lot of these motherfuckers come from lineages over in Africa where they might have even sold us into slavery. Yet they get to come here and benefit. As it stands now, how loosely some of these motherfuckers is trying to define reparations, everybody in America will qualify for it. No, they firing shots at us, family. They trying to silence our voices. They trying to tell us that anybody who uses a hashtag DOS or American DOS or ADOS or any type of variation thereof, they just bots. We don't have to pay attention to them. We don't have to listen to what they're saying. We don't have to put their motherfucking agenda up on the table. Well, I'm here to tell you, my name's Mark Black, bitch. I ain't a bot. I'm a proud descendant of slaves. And it's time for war with you motherfuckers. You want to fire shots at us? You want to try to kill our budding grassroots movement for justice and remediation for our people in this country? Y'all done fucked up and picked the wrong ones. And we about to show you better than we can tell you. It's your man, Mark Black. Until the next time I speak to you, I want to wish all of my people love, peace, prosperity, and power. Real power to us. And keep y'all's asses warm, because it's colder than a motherfucker out here. You heard?